were some good ones too, but we'll get to those after. So here's the first thing. Hair is cute. Here's the first issue, okay? Number one, it's not even like I'm a human being, so I get pissed off and I get ticked off, right? I'm an artist, so I am, as Erica said, I'm sensitive about my shit. The reality is, okay, is that my real beef is not only with Beyonce, because at the end of the day, she sampled a record, she's copied me before, she's done it before, so have many other artists. It's fine. I don't care about that. The issue is that not only are we female artists, okay, black female artists in an industry that there's not that many of us, right? We've met each other, we know each other, we have mutual friends. It's not hard, she can contact, right? Ash Nico, who's 20? She's a young white girl. She reached out when she freaking, it's just common decency, right? It's common decency, especially because, as so many of you pointed out, as though I don't know, but let me help you, okay? I know what I own and what I don't own. I also know the lies that were told. I also know the things that were stolen. Publishing was stolen. People who were swindled out of rights. It happens all the time, especially back then. So it's not about me being mad about Beyonce. Everyone's like, you're all sheep. And I'm talking to the people who are obsessed and blind, just it's so dumb. It's so ignorant. It's so ignorant. She's one issue because it was stupid and disrespectful, and she should have at least reached out. But the real issue is the fact that the people like Pharrell and like Chad really is like an amoeba and he's spineless. It's a miracle he can keep his neck up. But Pharrell knows better. This is a direct hit at me. He does this stuff all the time. It's very petty. Very, very, very. And the reality is that it's frustrating. I have the right to be frustrated. Why? Because no one had the human decency to call and be like, yo, hey, would like to use your record, which by the way,
okay, I'm done. We can end it there. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. It's the summer podcast series. It's your boy, the Guru. I won't go into the long explanation about the Guru.
Thank the Lord.
Okay.
I cannot.
You know what?
I'm already mad. I don't like you.
Alongside Ben's LH, he'll tell you why, Antoine. Listen.
I don't like you.
Listen.
And the reason why I don't like you.
Here we go.
Is because, first of all, thank you, though, for
abbreviating my name.
Oh, that is so amazing. But the reason why I don't like you is because last time we worked, you were doing something. And I couldn't say the word that you were doing on air. But then, upon further reflection and upon further investigation, I played the said recordings for certain people, for a good number of people. And I got the reaction that I knew you were trying to get that reaction, and you actually got it, which is so...
I really have no idea what you're talking about right now.
You make me so mad. Why? Number one.
Okay.
We're trying to do something real.
Okay, by the way, who you just heard was Kelis. We're going to get to her in a minute. Go ahead, sir.
We're trying to do something real.
Well, I hope it is.
We're trying to do something where it's actually spreading the truth.
Right.
Not the lies and not the games.
Are you telling me I lied and played games?
I'm telling you that that's the goal, right? Agreed? We're trying to spread the truth.
Right.
Okay.
I'm a truther.
You did something the last time that got me so mad.
Oh, I didn't even know.
I'm so mad right now. I don't like you. That's a fact. And when I saw those reactions, and I knew that's what it was for, because you know why? You talk that language of magicians. I can't.
Are you actually going to get to a point? I don't know what I did.
I'm getting to a point. Wow. Do you know what a magician is? A magician, what they do is they master the art of illusions.
Yeah, I've been known as the great Daryl Deeney, by the way.
Okay, well, there you go. The great Daryl Deeney. Well, the great Daryl Deeney was in full effect the other day, and it was so freaking annoying.
What did I do?
Because when I saw the reactions, I'm like, I knew it. You know what a magician does that's annoying to me? They show you the left hand and they raise it up real high and they make it all nice and spicy.
I feel like Kaiser Soze.
And then under the table.
The one thing Daryl did was convince the world he didn't exist.
Exactly. But the Daryl Deeney does exist, and you were in full flight the other day.
Okay, what are you talking about? Stop talking in circles. What did I do?
Under the table, you were stabbing when you were distracting us with the other hand. Do you know how annoying that is?
No,
Do you know how disingenuous that is?
Is it about as disingenuous Dennis is trying to find out what the hell it was I said. What did I say?
I'm going
What did I
to
do?
tell you, but I need to get this off my chest. I've been waiting for so long.
We're talking about issues, but you look very upset. You're very upset right now,
so
man.
pissed off right now. I'm not even thinking about all the courtesies that you've afforded. I'm not even thinking about. I'm not worried about the black champagne that you courteously
The greatest. And if Canada Dry wants to sponsor this show, we're here for you.
That you courteously
We believe in black champagne.
provide, you know, black champagne
all day, baby.
I don't know why I've had this song in my head, the Michael Jackson song. Please bear with me. I'm not a good singer, but I've had this
This
song.
is actually facts. But go ahead.
I've had this song in my head for the last 3 days, and it's the Michael Jackson "Baby Be Mine."
Yes,
Is
the
that
bad jam,
Yeah.
underrated jam
Baby,
too.
you gotta be mine.
Underrated
And
jam.
girl, I give you all
What?
I got to give.
What?
So
I'm listening to that tonight when we get off the podcast. I'm gonna jam in my living room. Sure.
no, I don't like you.
Oh man. Ugh.
Don't try to distract me.
I think.
with your little stories.
I think.
No? Okay, yeah. Okay, you know what? You want me to be impressed? Please. I dare you. I double dare you. Try to figure out what I'm talking about. Tell me.
I don't know what we're talking about, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna have something to do with relationships and ladies. Maybe paying. Maybe it has something to do with women. I guess. I don't know.
The last time we worked,
Yes.
you dropped a useless piece of information as far as our context was concerned.
Right.
But it was so not useless because that's exactly what they're waiting for. This is what they love.
Will you stop? Okay. What was it? Speak. You got me like Mickey Rourke in Provena Village. Speak
said,
what?
You
Yes.
said.
What did I say?
Out of the blue.
Right.
Out of very little context. It's a small, thin connection. Like a thin, like a thin line.
Right.
And then you said, but if I was going on a date with someone, I'd be cooking anyway. And I just wanted to drop the mic because in my head, I know because I know the game.
But no, okay, but I have a question
know
though. I have a question.
the game.
First of all, why is that a game, and why is that like not? That's actually my truth. I'm not making that up. I didn't say that to actually impress anybody. I'm saying that because that's
And
what
you
I
also used because I study you.
Oh my God.
And you used the word impressed. Every time we talked about, being real and keeping it real, you called it, I have no time to impress people. No. I don't want to impress people. I'm not looking to impress people. That's what you said. You said it about 6-7 times. And I said, why do you keep saying impressed? And now you're bringing it up again. Why? I'll tell you why. Because you know good and damn well that if you are talking on a microphone, already you're talking on a microphone, you're at an advantage. And then now you drop the bomb. Oh,
Okay, you can't put that. Can I say something? Okay, first of all, you're not going to do that to me. I am caramel coated, light skin. I have that just walking out the door, B. So you can't use that on me even a little bit.
I don't think anybody on Team Light Skin would even accept you on the team. But go on. I digress.
Wow, you sound like my cousin in the States trying to act like I'm not light skinned. I'm very caramel. I am very butterscotch. And my boy Calvin, rest in peace, my boy Calvin, you ain't even light skinned, nigga. You ain't even light skinned. Tell me that all the time. I know who told you light skinned, nigga. You ain't light skinned.
I don't even know who told you that.
You dark as night. Because I really am.
No, you ain't dark as night, but you ain't.
I am red, B. Look at that. Look at that. And let me lift up my shirt. That's a natural color. Feel me? Caramel,
Trust
baby.
me, y'all don't want to see this.
Nah, I've been working in the sun for the summer. I've been working in the sun. Shout out to Terrace Bon Secours.
I don't want to spend too
You want
much
to see
time
me? That's
on
where
this.
I'm at.
I don't want to spend too much time on this.
Okay, first of all, I don't like these accusations about me. I did not say anything to impress anybody. The truth is, I would rather cook for somebody as an expression of me showing them that I care about them. And why spend your money on a restaurant when you get? Why are you looking at me like that?
Because today I'm going to call you out on stuff. Today.
You can't call me out on
Call
nothing.
you out on stuff today.
Listen.
I want to finish this thing before we get to the real things that we want to talk about.
Hate on me because I can cook.
You said, and I study you. I study you.
Obviously, you're studying me.
Yeah.
Obviously, the people
Yeah.
listening are studying me because you know what? No, I bet I know what's bothering you. They were impressed by what I said. So now you're just sitting there in your feelings now. But I suggest you go out and get a cookbook. I suggest you go out and www.bettycrocker.com.
Listen,
learn you some things.
I'm not scared to say that I'm in my feelings.
Baked, broiled,
I'm definitely
sauteed,
in my feelings. I'm definitely in my feelings. I don't
braised.
like that. And the reason I don't like it is not the fact that you actually know how to cook, which I can certify.
Right.
The part that bothers me is the fact that people will actually believe. It's the believing the part. It's that, oh my God.
So they believe I would not rather cook for them than go out.
Oh my God, he was so sweet on the first date. He cooked for me. He cooked for me. As if
I'm gonna use your logic against you right now because you're all the one about impressions on the first date. So isn't the first date about making an impression of somebody and trying to get to understand each other? So if you can make an impression without even opening your mouth and just putting a lovely piping hot food down on the table and saying, "Would you like a roll with that? Maybe let me pass you the butter. Maybe take away the butter if you're watching the hips." I don't know. All I'm saying is, isn't that what a first date's all about?
Okay, you know what? So you're saying that you're 100%, right? You're real? You're 100% real, right?
I hope I am.
Okay. You know what
I can't say all the time.
Do you know who F. Lee Bailey is?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You know what F. Lee Bailey did to Mark Furman? I'm asking you if you know. Do you know? It's okay if y'all don't understand it between me and him. Do you know what F. Lee Bailey did to Mark Furman?
You got me in the OJ trial, baby. How did I end up on trial? I didn't do it.
I want to know.
I don't have any bloody gloves, dog.
You definitely didn't do it. That's the problem. You didn't keep it real. So what I'm going to ask you, I'm going to do you just like F. Lee Bailey did Mark Furman.
Go ahead.
I'm going to ask you
the
same questions.
Ask away.
So for those who don't know, because I don't like doing this, but
I reserve the right to plead the Fifth Amendment on the fact that I made incriminate myself.
Your people are Marsha Clark and
Chris Darden?
And
you got me. Wow. This brother got me Chris Darden.
My people are Kardashian.
Why you just call me Clarence Thomas and Genie?
F. Lee Bailey.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Johnny Cochran. Those are my people. So anyway, here we go.
Yeah.
If you're walking on a sidewalk, okay, with somebody, let's say you...
Didn't we answer this last time?
Let's say, no, we didn't answer nothing. You're on trial right now.
Okay, sorry.
Okay,
yes,
so
yes, Your Honor.
Let's say you cooked your meal and you're such an amazing chef, and now it's like, let's go for a walk. Let's go to the old port, and you're gonna pretend like you actually want to do that, but it's okay. I want to ask you about that. I'm just asking you. I just want a simple no because you make me mad. I'm so pissed off right now. I've been holding this in since the last time. I want to know if you're walking with a woman,
right?
And she happens to land on the exterior of the sidewalk.
Towards the street.
Towards the street, and you are walking towards the inside.
Yes.
I would like to know, okay, I'll give you your time to respond. What will you do?
I would just stop her and say, I'm kind of uncomfortable walking on this side of you. Would you mind if I walk on the inside?
Thank you for confirming that you are exactly the word that I didn't want to use. Anybody who knows me knows the word, what it is. I'm not going to use it here because I have class and dignity. That is the biggest crock of...
What? You asked me a question that gives you a real answer.
Hold on. Shh. Uncomfortable about what?
Because I wouldn't feel comfortable with that. It's like, you know what?
Please, hold on. This is the one time.
Right
hold on.
I'm not comfortable sleeping on the left side of the bed.
Hold on. This is
I'm
the
a
one
right
time,
side of the bed.
This is the one time where you need to add a little context. So you're not comfortable with what exactly? Please describe.
I'm not comfortable with not... Okay, you know what? If you've grown up with certain habits in your life, and that's what you're used to, I'm used to having those habits. So I would keep those habits. They're learned behaviors.
What is the habit?
I have a few. I always stand...
Pertaining to this.
Pertaining to this, I always stand towards the street. And I always keep the woman on the outside of me. Always.
On the inside of you.
On the inside.
See, I'm helping you. So on the inside of you, why?
Well, I just think it's an unwritten rule, number one, and it's just something that I've always done. It's something that I've always learned.
What would be the unwritten rule?
To keep yourself closest to the street and keep your lady on the outside of it.
And what would the reason be?
In case something were to happen on the street, in case a puddle.
Thank you. Your Honor, please instruct the witness to stop talking until the next question. Thank you. So could you give me an example? Like when you said puddle, what did you say? What are the
I don't know.
dangers?
It's raining outside. There's a puddle on the street. Water comes up and it'll hit me before it hits her. A drunk driver comes. I don't know. A bicycle. Somebody falls. Whatever. It's to protect her.
What if the building's on fire? The building's on the inside.
Is that my lawyer calling? I don't even know where it's at. You know what? I don't even care. Let it ring.
We're gonna have the phone ringing.
We have the phone ringing. Okay, all I'm saying is it's just a learned behavior, something that I learned over time.
Yeah, it's called being a magician. It's called being a magician.
Why is that magic and not truth? Hold on, let me get the phone. You talk to the people. I'm sick of how you treat me.
No, the way you treat me...
I'm sick of how you treat me right now.
Actually, the way you treat me is just fine. The problem is you feed me the truth, and then when you get on the mic, you feed the horse manure. And there'll be no more horse manure in my presence. No more. No more horse manure in my presence. First and foremost, what is the danger that we're trying to... Thank you for that.
My whole life is falling apart. See? My whole life is falling apart. That was my lovely niece, by the way. who I'm calling back after the show.
What is the danger?
Yes, Your Honor.
That you're trying to.
Okay. Here, this is what's bothering me right now. Why are you wait a minute? Why are you suggesting?
Are we in a war zone? Is there a war going on that I didn't know about?
I think there is.
Is there any bombs that are coming off the middle
I
of the
think
street?
there is. Can I say something?
Are we in the Rock movie? Are we in the End of Earth movie? End of time?
I think everybody knows you're a bully. If I can answer at any time, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Why are you trying to make it seem like I'm painting a picture of myself that I'm not? I'm just telling the truth about how I am. But for some reason, you think I'm actually trying to draw a picture.
Any guy who says, well, you know,
I
don't feel comfortable walking on the inside.
Okay, so what is your correct answer for it? Why would I do that?
The correct answer is stop the horse manure. It ain't true. It's all BS.
Why?
Stop the games. It ain't real. There's nothing happening out there.
So wait, so that means
nothing happening.
So that means you just decide to walk wherever you want?
I've been around for 50 years. Nothing has ever happened. What's going to happen?
But you do it.
I've never walked with someone and said, "Oh, let me walk on the outside." And she said, "Oh my God, thank God you did that, Benz."
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't for that, I would have been annihilated by the aliens.
Great.
What are we talking about over here?
How's this for magic? You got a car?
I got a car, yeah.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. I knew it was going to come out. We'll say a car for now. You have a car, right? We'll just leave it at that because I know you can do some magic yourself.
What are you trying to do?
You can do some magic yourself. So you got car insurance on that car? Just answer the question, Your Honor. Please instruct the witness just to answer the question, yes or no.
Yes, I do because I'm
mandated. Excuse me. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you. Excuse me.
It's the law.
Sustained.
It's the law.
Thank you. Sustained. Thank you, Your Honor. Do you get in a car accident every day?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. But you still pay your insurance every month.
Yes.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor. Nothing may happen on that street, and I'm still standing there because I'm her insurance. I thank you,
Your Honor.
Thank you.
Because that was so perfectly placed, I'm going to let you win this one. Okay?
It's not. I am not trying to win a competition.
I'm going to let you win this one.
You're not doing that to me.
Please.
You're not trying to one up me. I am not in a competition. Please. You called me out. I called it back in.
The reality is there's nothing going on. There's nothing going on in the street.
Chivalry's not dead, ladies. His name is Guru.
The building. There's nothing going on. Anyone who says, I got to walk on the outside is just a talking horse manure. Please, ladies, do not believe these type of guys that talk all this smack.
These type of guys? Yes, why am I this type of guy now?
The same type of guys who are like, let's go for a walk. And be like, yeah, I like to go for a walk.
I never said I would go for a walk with somebody. That's not my thing. Going for a walk is definitely not my thing. You know what my thing is? Let's get on the couch. Get under a duvet.
All right.
Put the fireplace on.
Okay. So,
hold on. Let me sit down for a second and tell you exactly why I feel honored to be sitting here now. And why my presence is blessed with you in it. I'm that guy. I'd rather do that than go for a walk.
I thought you were talking about
me.
In
fact, hold on. Don't stop. Let me fill up your glass, sweetie. You got no more champagne. Let me fill up your glass. I'm that guy.
Keep incriminating yourself. Okay.
I don't care. That's who I am.
So, Kelis.
Yes, back to Kelis. Back to Kelis.
It's Kelis or Kelis?
Kelis.
I think it's Kelis.
It's Kelis. But if you want to call her Kelis, call her Kelis. I think it's Kelis in Haitian, so you might be right. Say my guy Kelis.
You want to get all the Haitians mad at you now?
Qu'est-ce qu'on fait Kelis? I say,
You want to get all the Haitians mad at you?
I get by you, Kelis. I get by you.
So listen, she came on social media
attacking, blazing, slaying after Beyonce and the crew.
And and what's the response?
I like I said, I think what happened was we all know she signed one of the worst contracts in music history. She gave away her publishing. She gave away her writing. It's what happens to first-time artists. I think, though, she was kind of bamboozled a bit because her, Chad, and Pharrell were friends at the time. I don't think she ever thought they would do that to her, but it is part of the music game. That stuff does happen. And I think she's kind of, I think she wanted to make the point that she wasn't making any money from the fact that La 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 was in the street. So she made a point about it. To her credit, Beyonce arranged that she, after hearing this, of course, arranged that she could give her a song credit and a producing credit on the record. She would have got paid. She still didn't like it. It turns out Beyonce removed that part of the song because she is the queen and she didn't need it to make a hit. So Kelis just kind of took money out of her pocket.
I'm very happy you brought that up. Apparently she did because she's done this before, she being Beyonce. But that's okay. I'm not going to interrupt. Go ahead.
Very true. But I'm not saying anybody doesn't rip anybody off. Listen. For everything, karma hit Pharrell in the form of Robin Thicke when they lambasted the one of the Mount Rushmore gods of music, Marvin Gaye, and took every part of his song and had to pay his estate. So it's not something that's not new with them. So,
here's you being a magician again. What's your official position? Are you with Kelis or who you with? Who you rolling with? Who you rocking with?
I don't have a dog in the fight.
What are we talking about? Who you rocking with?
Listen, I don't have a dog in the fight. I'll tell you two reasons.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is what magicians do. They slip, they slide, they never answer directly. Be wary of that.
Can I answer the question?
I'm talking serious. You can ask me a question, but I'm talking to the people now. Be very wary. These magicians, they slip, they slide, they never answer, and everything they say is always sweet and sugar-coated. Somebody tell you the truth, you don't like it. Why? Because the magicians are out there ruining it for everybody.
Somewhere in your phone, you got a picture of me and you. I suggest you go home and look at the picture because you're studying me way too hard. So here's the thing. As a producer and as an artist, I understand both sides. I think as a producer, you want to get as much as you want, as much as you can get for the content that you make. As an artist, it's kind of the same way. But I can't.
Whose side are you on?
I don't really have a side. I'm not even lying. I'm not trying to sit on the fence. Wait a minute. I'm not even trying to sit on the fence. I just don't have a dog in the fight.
So it's cool for them.
Wait a minute. I'm not giving anybody the purpose to say this is right or wrong. I just myself personally, I just don't have a dog in the fight.
Even if you don't have a dog in the fight, I don't have to be connected to indigenous people or to know that certain wrongs have transpired.
Who might decide who's wrong, though? If Kelis signed a bad contract, that's her fault. I can't say Pharrell's wrong.
No, the bad contract is a fact. But this is now not only about the bad contract, because the proof that it's not only about the contract is you said it yourself in that thing that you didn't read it though, but in the response, somebody said, "Oh well, we gave her opportunity to be on the song." But that opportunity wasn't there from the beginning.
Shout out to the lovely Jennifer who wrote that on Facebook. Yeah.
So if it wasn't there from the beginning, but it magically appeared, it means it was under your control. If it was under your control and you actually had a semblance of class and dignity, okay, which doesn't exist a lot, especially in the entertainment game. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, how much money is enough money? Why do you need to rip people off? I mean, when we say
that's a horrible question because we live in a capitalistic society, and the real answer to that is there's no limit to how much money. And I had this conversation with people before. And you have to understand something. Do you understand? You and I are sitting here right now. Tomorrow, this podcast breaks, and we break the world, and we come up with a giant idea after that, and we become gazillionaires. Do you know? For most people, we don't become cunts until we get money, and I've never understood that about people. Everybody can be a regular person until there's a large dollar amount attracted to them and attributed to them, and all of a sudden, they become part of this system, evil and evildoers, and I've never understood that. You don't automatically become evil because you have money. And in capitalism, the aim is to have as much of it as you can.
Speaking of as much of it as you can,
yes.
Just a little side note, because I love me some side notes.
Yes, you do.
Can somebody explain to me what in the hell is J-Lo doing? I think about it and I don't understand how is it possible?
She's in love again.
How is it possible to even top yourself? Like if there was how did she's on the Mount Rushmore of unbelievable things that she's done, and this takes the cake.
Well, but is it Cupid's arrow, and you can't decide who Cupid hits the arrow with and who you love? Maybe I guess maybe we're seeing that their love first time around was real, and maybe they were young and caught up in the Bennifer thing.
The only thing I remember,
maybe that's what it was.
The only thing I remember about Bennifer is Ben Affleck grabbing her junk in that video. That's the only thing I remember about Bennifer. Yeah. That's about as long as it lasted.
That was a nice scene.
That's about as long as it was a great scene. Yeah. That was a great scene.
Hot summer day. Glistening water.
It's not like we're mad.
And I'm a brown Latina on this white boat.
I'm happy for Ben.
Dreams. Okay. I'm just saying.
I'm happy for Ben, but I don't understand how J-Lo thinks that this is a good look somehow.
And I can't judge J-Lo, but that woman cannot be alone for 2 minutes, can she?
No, she can't. She's not alone though, and it's okay to say, well, she might be in love with love, but You can be in love with love, but have some dignity. You got kids who got to answer. You know what? Why is your mom's booty touching Izzy Azalea's booty? Like this? Why would you do that? You're a 50-year-old. You're a
But that's
superstar.
the world we live in, right?
You are a super.
Hold on, wait, take it back. You can't say woman's unattractive because she's 50.
No. That's what I'm saying. She's attractive,
Right?
But she's a businesswoman. She is a successful businesswoman, a very successful artist. You don't need to rub your derriere with whatever her name
Why?
is.
Why not?
But you don't need it.
Madonna would do it. Lady Gaga would do it.
But you don't.
We wouldn't
need
judge
it.
them.
Okay, so let me ask
Britney
you a
Spears
question.
would do it.
Do you need it though? Does she need it?
Probably. I mean, where's her
does she
audience now?
need it?
Does her audience know her? Does the Iggy Azalea's audience know who J-Lo is? Maybe not.
So at what age do you stop
Never
thinking like that?
Never.
No,
Never.
okay.
Never.
No, don't talk.
Helen Mirren at no part of her existence was not insanely beautiful and sexy. To this day, Helen Mirren's in her 70s, and there's nobody as beautiful as that woman or as sexy as that woman. Go look at Helen Mirren even in White Nights. Go look at Helen Mirren in the early part of her career.
She
has never not been attractive.
I cannot say that I've seen or understand how Helen Mirren and sexy could be used in the same sentence. I know nothing about it. I know nothing about it.
You don't know anything about her?
I just know her name.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't know nothing about what you're
Fair
saying.
enough.
How far back?
Lena Horne was another one that was beautiful until.
No, but I've seen Lena Horne. That's different.
So you know how beautiful Lena Horne was.
I've seen it. I haven't seen Helen Mirren.
They say Daryl is the Lena Horne of men. I don't know where they got that from, but I'll take it. You know, Billy D, Daryl.
Just so I'm clear.
Long legacy.
Just so I'm clear, because it's hard to get a straight answer out of you. Are you on J-Lo's team, or whose team are you on?
Again, you're telling me to pick these teams.
I'm asking you who you with, who you rolling with.
But I don't know what team. What team? You should be sexy at 50. Yeah, I'm not on that team.
No, not that team. What are you sliding? Why are you sliding away for? Well, you know what the question is.
I don't have that much. Wait a minute. I don't have that much of an opinion on J-Lo to give you a team.
This seems to be a recurring theme.
No, because
Hold on.
there's
Ladies
things
and gentlemen, beware.
I'll tell you,
Wait. This is what magicians do. They don't have opinions because they're slipping and sliding.
I'll tell you one thing. I can't have an opinion on something that you formed your own opinion about that's relevant. I don't know.
What opinion?
What side are you on?
What's my opinion?
What side are you on? I don't know what I was supposed to pick a side.
I love that. I love that you flip it on me.
You're the one asking the question.
No, I'm asking a question because
whose side are you on?
No.
What side and for what? Am I on Ben's side? Am I on Jen's side?
Hold on. Do you think
Am
it's
I on
classy?
A-Rod's side?
Okay, so let's go step by step. Do you think it's classy?
First of all, I have to see it, but not that I don't.
It's just not to see. You saw it.
Okay. I'm going to give you an honest answer, not a magician answer right now. Women are sending so many mixed messages these days that it's crazy. It's the Me Too movement followed by put my ass on another woman to sell clicks and get eyes. And something has to give with this. You're not allowed to objectify me and look at me like I'm a piece of meat, but here's a piece of meat. You know what I mean? There's a mixed message somewhere going on.
So you're blaming all women?
No.
Who
I
you
said
blaming?
some women.
Oh, some.
I said some. And especially women in the entertainment field. Because to some of them, I'm not saying all of them, being sexy, being relevant, being wanted is a very big part of who they are. The only reason why the Kardashians exist is to give young boys boners. That's it. That's it. Because I don't know what else they're here for. I have no idea what they're here for. They're either here to sell cosmetic surgery or give people, little boys, wet dreams. I have no idea what their purpose actually is.
What do you think?
No hate on them, no cap. But I just don't get them.
What do you think Mark Anthony would have told J-Lo?
Donde está Corchita? First of all, he'd have said something like that because Mark Anthony doesn't translate in English. If you hear him sing salsa, he'll bring you to tears. He is serious business.
He really is.
He is serious business.
So if he was still in the picture, do you think he would have let her do that movie that she chose?
I think he's not in the picture because she would have decided to do what she was going to do anyway.
Even a better question, Daryl. If you were married to J-Lo and she got a script,
she'd do whatever she wants.
You let her do whatever she wants?
Whatever she wants.
You let her do whatever she wants?
Whatever she wants.
So what are you? A driver?
I'm her husband.
You're her husband. So you have no say?
None. She's a woman. She has her own free will. Why am I locking it up? Why am I telling my woman what she can and cannot do?
Do you know what happens to people?
Hold on. Why would I tell my woman what she can and cannot do? I have a limit to what I'm going to take as respect for myself, which it won't cross. Because if you want to be an individual, there's no point in us being married or being together. If you want to be an individual. But other than that...
But look at you talking out the both sides of your mouth.
I'm not talking... How am I talking...
Okay,
both
so
sides
let me show you. You said your woman could do whatever she wants, and then you said, well, whatever you just said about an individual.
But a woman... Okay, listen. If she decides... Listen.
Are you going to tell her no?
Some strong women...
Tell her no?
Some strong women have dominant personalities. I don't care about that. They're not going to bully me. I don't care about that. And I don't mind a strong personality. But when it comes to the point where you're acting like you're living your life like you're by yourself and not taking my feelings into account... That's a different ballgame. You might as well just be by yourself.
Are you going to share your feelings?
Why would I not?
If that's your woman, are you going to tell her?
Obviously, we're sitting here talking. You know I'm a communicator, so I have no problem communicating how I feel.
Okay, so you're an actor. If J-Lo was your woman...
I mean, Daryl said I communicate.
Hold on. You're an actor, correct?
Very much so.
Okay, so if your woman was J-Lo and she got a script that was atrocious, okay, and the only thing that was good about the script was her showing her body... Okay,
right.
Would you have allowed her to do that movie?
What if I allowed her? First of all, I don't think I have a choice if she wanted to do it. Second of all, do what you got. Artistically,
what do you think?
Artistically, she can do whatever she wants.
Though, what do you think? That's the problem. I'm asking you.
Can I give you an honest answer?
It's a direct answer.
I'm not going to judge my woman. Whatever she wants, I'm going to back up what she wants.
You're going to back up what she wants, even so. Again, just so I'm clear, because I know how magicians are. You're saying that if J-Lo was your woman, you would allow her, or you would agree with her doing whatever she wants.
I would fully, 100% support any decision she wanted to make for anything she wanted.
And do you think that a woman and a man are meant to be together for what reason? There's no guidance. There's nothing that you.
Guidance.
There's no. How can I say? Like, what do you bring to? I mean, what do you bring to the table? Like that's what she needs.
She needs guidance.
Well, clearly, somebody does.
Wow.
I mean, okay. So if Halle Berry was your girl, you would allow her to what? You would say she comes home and goes, Daryl, no, hold on, Daryl. I was thinking about having straight up sex in this movie. What do you think?
But
I think that's amazing, honey.
No, I think that's not acting, and that's not the craft of what we
please,
do.
I'm asking you
that's
a
ridiculous.
question. I asked you the same question.
I think any man. Okay, if you're gonna tell your listen, unless you're
exactly
unless you're
exactly.
Are you flying away somewhere?
No, because I know what's coming. So go ahead.
Are you obviously? If first of all. Having full-on sex in a movie...
I study you.
Oh, man. Having full-on sex in a movie is called pornography. Now, if your woman's doing pornography and you're okay with that, that's on you.
But what would you say, though?
I wouldn't be with a woman who did pornography.
No, but you're with her now. She comes home with the script and she says, honey, I was thinking of having straight-up sex in this movie. What do you think?
No.
Oh, so why is it okay? So why at that point would you give your...
Because you're giving a very extreme example.
You just said...
But if she said I wanted to do a love scene in the movie...
Magicians are amazing.
Wait a minute.
You just said
Wait a minute. If she wanted to do a love scene in the movie...
Magicians are amazing. You just said a minute ago that you would never intervene. That's what you said.
But wait a minute. You're giving...
That's what you said.
Well, the example you're giving is that
Daryl, you have children, Daryl. Do you want your children asking you why is mommy shaking her ass with Iggy Azalea?
Yes. Now get out the pool, because that's what that bought. That shaking bought that pool. Now get out the pool, honey.
So your material,
it's dinner time.
So you're saying it's okay?
Mommy just bought that 24,000 square foot kitchen with shaking her ass. Yeah, I got no problem with that.
You got no problem with it?
None.
But the problem comes only when...
No.
Penetration happens in the movie. Then you're like, okay, that's it.
Because that's not acting.
That's where I draw the line.
Yeah, exactly. Because wait a minute. Your hypothetical went across the line. That's not acting. Anything artistically anybody wants to do.
Why is that not acting?
Wait a minute. Anything, because that's real life. Somebody's putting his penis in my wife's vagina.
So when you're kissing,
that has nothing to do.
Let me continue. Let's stay with that. So when you're kissing, it's not real either. Then
no, it's real. But I don't mind that.
But that's not acting.
You know? Okay. Can I give you a point? Every relationship that I've ever had since I've been really I would say the last 10 years of my career, I've made a deal with everybody that I was with of some consequence, that if I have a love scene, kissing scene, or whatever in that movie, my deal to the person that I was with was, because that had to make you feel uncomfortable, whatever money I made for that day, I'll pay for you.
Oh my God! Thank you so much, Your Honor. I rest my magician case. This is exactly what a magician would do.
Oh my!
Deter the attention from the actual act and make it about something
No,
else.
no,
and then a lot of women would
no.
say, "Okay, honey, that's
Do you
great."
do you understand
That's
life?
great.
Do you understand life isn't 100% about you always getting your own way 100%?
It's not
There
about
are compromises and choices you
What's
make for
the
another person in your life.
compromise? So the compromise.
The
for
compromise,
pool?
no, the compromise is because I know you're feeling uncomfortable and I know you may not feel comfortable with it. As a play thing between us, just go enjoy yourself for the day. Because if I didn't enjoy myself kissing somebody all day, you go enjoy yourself all day and buy yourself something nice. That's the payoff. And I think that's very fair.
You know what's funny?
I think that's very fair.
I debated coming in today, and I was like, I don't want to go full in on D because D's my boy.
Go
And
in, go
I'm not-
in.
And I'm not sure.
I can't wait till I reverse it.
I'm not sure that he's a magician. I just saw the signs, but thankfully, can you give me something? Thankfully,
Presto.
everything you've said could not have been better placed than if I said it myself.
I think you're insane.
You think I'm insane?
I think you're insane.
You think I'm
I
insane?
think you're insane, and I think I don't know. I just don't understand how
You know what's insane?
I don't understand how me compromising in my relationship makes me a magician.
You're calling it compromise. Speaking of compromise and insane, and this is something that I learned when I was very young. I don't know if you agree. The way to not be in trouble from a player.
trouble? Why would I get in trouble?
I'm saying from a player standpoint.
I'm not a player.
I'm not.
I've never really been a player.
I said, Your Honor, I rest my case. You've been sentenced to 30 years in magician hell. I'm saying to you, I'm on to something else now. Where I'm saying, if somebody if you know somebody and he has 4, this is what I didn't understand when I was really, really young.
Right.
I would know these dudes, right? And I would know these dudes, and he'd be like, he got like 5 women.
Right.
And 4 of the women are be hating on him because obviously he ain't paying attention to all 5 of them.
Right.
And then what I didn't realize when I was young is that, hey, I thought, he's not really into that. Those are not really his women. So you start rapping to this, the 5th chick. But what I learned to realize is that, guess what? Those are all his women, no matter what.
Facts.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Facts.
All you can do is don't hate the player.
Facts.
He got all those women. Anything you say to any of those women could be subject to be heard and dissected by him.
You might as well tell him.
You know what I'm saying? It's like a text message.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
it was and they're the ones starting up the subject.
Save the phone call. Just tell him how you feel.
I didn't. Did you know that growing up? I didn't. It took me a while.
100%.
It took me a while. Like I know you're from downtown, so you.
And that's the downtown way.
Tell me.
Let him holler at you. You know why? Because if you don't let him holler at you, how are you supposed to know what he wants from you? So at least when you know what he wants from me, right? I can tell you, right? What you're supposed to tell him.
So what's your advice to her?
My advice to her is be a listener. Don't be listen. Just listen to him. And then when you find out what he wants and all that, right? You go like this. You know what? Yeah, he really is my man, and you're a big goof. That's what you tell him. Tell him.
Here on what we do,
Downtown Brothers have a different game.
it's another ball game. It's another
different
ball
game.
So speaking of game,
Because I don't believe any man. If you're calling somebody your woman, there's no man in the world that can take her. But I will say this, having learned this the hard way growing up. Really be sure about what you say is yours. Mm-hmm. Really be sure about what you say is yours. Because sometimes you're saying it's yours and it is not.
And if ever there was a time for someone to say that is not mine, that would have been on a more serious note. That would have been Brittany Grime.
Okay, we're getting to B now. We're getting to B.
On the way back, right? I mean, that would have been the perfect time to say, no. That's
That
not
in
mine.
mind. I'm sure the white girls did too. Because I'm pretty sure she wasn't smoking alone. But here's the thing. I have a question for you. I have a question for you.
9 years.
If the law of the land says you're not allowed to do it, and you get caught doing it, can you cry after? That's my question to you.
I think you can, because the punishment has to fit the crime.
Wait, what was that fucking Turkish prison movie so good in the 70s?
No, you went far
Midnight-
back.
yeah.
No references that we don't remember.
Oh, I remember. Oh,
Yeah,
come on.
but
I know the movie.
There was a movie
you know
in
the
Taiwan.
movie.
There was a movie that was set in Taiwan.
You know the movie when he came. He had the hashish and he got caught at the airport. Mm-hmm. I want to say Midnight Cowboy, but it's not Midnight Cowboy.
But what about 9 years in a Russian prison? What do you think of that?
I think she's gonna have a hard 9 years. I think some diplomacy is gonna come in the next few months to maybe get those years down. I don't know. I don't think she's gonna do the whole 9, but I think if she has to, she's gonna do a tough 9 years. Think about it. You're in a country where you don't speak the language. You don't know how gay Russian women deal with jail. You don't know how to get around.
But do you think it's fair?
Yeah, I kind of do. You can't do
Can you
wrong.
put the clapping sound from me, please? I finally got a direct answer from. I guess because you're convicted now, so you don't have to keep doing it. So basically,
Alex Jones, push over.
So basically, you think it's fair.
Yeah.
So if she was your sister, you would think this was fair?
Kojak, baby. If you can't do the crime, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Kojak.
Hold on. So you think it's fair?
Yeah, I do. If you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Fact. You cannot cry after you get caught doing something you weren't supposed to do. Your hand was in the cookie jar. You cannot say your hand was not in the cookie jar. And then you can.
We weren't there.
You know what?
We
Here's
weren't
the thing.
there. We don't know what happened.
I'll tell you what.
Were you there?
I decided to get smart with somebody, right? And I'm big and bad. And I slapped him in his face because I want to emasculate him. And he shoots me dead in my mouth. I cannot sit down and cry and say, no, you should have slapped me back. You should have never shot me in my face. I can't decide how somebody reacts to me doing something wrong.
What about if you're nominated for an Oscar and you come on a live telecast and you slap the host in his face for making a joke about your wife that you fully enjoyed at first?
I think you should have told your wife to go up and do it since she was talking about her and all that. But nobody's talking about her, eh? Everybody's talking about two brothers going at it and slapping each other in the face and all of that. But nobody's talking about her sitting down in her little wannabe green dress, well, Lady Macbeth and everybody, and making Macbeth walk on stage and kill Duncan. Yeah, I see you. I see you, Lady Macbeth. I don't care.
So
I know. And nobody's talking about her?
So
nobody's saying nothing about her.
Between Will...
Not today. You'll get some downtown in your Jada. Yeah.
Between
emasculate me, putting it on young boys all in the street in Will's bed and all of that, and you want to talk about entanglement? you should have entangled his right fist all up in your jawline. Entangle that.
Can you put the sound of a new idea, please?
And you're laughing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have finally found a spot on Mr. What'd you call yourself? The great...
the guru.
No. What'd you call yourself when you were
the great Daryl Deeney.
The great Daryl Deeney does have he does have emotion that is actually real. Wow. So let me ask you a question. You believe...
I believe she emasculated... I believe this whole situation that nobody's talking about and nobody has said it, I will say it. The only reason why Will Smith got up and slapped that man was because his wife emasculated him to the point that he had to prove his masculinity by walking on a stage and at the wrong time, for the wrong reason, making the wrong point, he slapped another man trying to impress her while she sat there and laughed. And not only did she laugh, at the time she laughed, not only did she laugh, the next day she came out and said, I am not the type of woman that needs to be defended. After he defended her. And then when he makes his apology 2 minutes ago, he even says in her apology, he apologizes to her again. What the fuck are we talking about? Nah, man, there's something going on. Rotten in Denmark, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have never seen so much sweat coming off somebody's forehead.
Man, because I don't have that in me. I don't have that in me.
It's an exclusive.
No, you ain't gonna run me. You ain't gonna run me. And my mother did not raise me to get ran by anybody. You know, you're in a relationship with like strong women and all that. They want to bully your points and all that. You gotta tell them right away. Listen, if I wanted to be with a man, I'd be gay, but I'm not in a man. So one of us gotta wear pants. And in that relationship, somebody's wearing entanglements and somebody's slapping somebody. Now you tell me who's running the show.
You know what? I had a lot of stuff to say about this, but it's just so amazing. So you're blaming
I'm not blaming
Jada for the movement, the emasculating of men movement is not only Jada didn't start that.
No, and I'm not saying it's I mean, some men get ruled by dominant women. I get that. I get that. And some men have that personality that it lends themselves to that. In fact, I'm writing a short film about it. We're going to talk about it after. But at the end of the day, that woman that's strong like that, her place has to be at her man's intention. It has to be for the good of the relationship and the good of the man. But what good are you telling me that you sit down at a red table, put all of that man's business in the street, sit him down, make him have to answer for all the business of his that you're putting in the street, when you're actually talking about having sex with somebody half your age who, in the case if he was male, everybody would have been calling him a pedophile and calling him a predator. And nobody got to call her that. And she sits there and to the point makes that man feel so obligated to defend her over a joke that he ruined his career. Or at least parts of it. It's going to take him a while to get it back. I don't know if he's ruined it. Over the fact that he got emasculated by her.
Was the joke really that bad?
The joke could have been two bald people walking to a bar. It doesn't matter what the joke was. It didn't warrant what happened. But why did it happen? Why was there such an extreme reaction to that joke? Because he was emasculated and he had to prove he was a man. And they had problems with Chris Rock making jokes about them before, which meant it was down buried in him. Like, he's sitting there going, I would love to punch him in his face. And at the end of the day, Chris Rock knows that. That's why Chris Rock's, I'm not talking to him. That's why Tony Rock is, if he's out with my brother again, watch. Because there's 17 of us. He don't even know us.
But you said that the reaction didn't warrant. Wasn't warranted.
At all.
Okay, so what's the difference? Does Brittany Griner's sentence, is it warranted to be 9 years?
Yeah.
So how do you measure that?
Because that's what the law says. The law says in Russia it's 20.
Just because the law says something doesn't mean anything.
Wait a minute.
Someone's got to evaluate that law and apply the law.
If you get caught selling drugs in Russia, you're sentenced to 20 years in jail. She only got 9. She's supposed to get 20.
Somebody needs to apply that law. Did you know that it used to be the law that black folks were not allowed to sit in the front of the bus until who? Until
Sister Rosa Parks.
Exactly. So that was the law too.
Right.
So sometimes you got to break the law in order to get the law changed. You cannot be on the side.
You're right. But we're not talking about fighting the power in Harlem and Chicago. You're in Russia. You feel me?
No, but
you're in Russia. You're in a whole different ecosystem. Listen, first of all, they're not giving her clemency or anything because she's in the West and they're already hating the West. And this is this is as much as a political statement as it is a punishment. So they are sending a message to the West.
Yes, they are.
So it is political as well.
But
so you can't sit down like everybody can't cry.
I'm just amazed at how you're okay with that punishment, but you're somehow thinking, well, Will couldn't go on stage and slap Chris Rock for talking about his wife. It seems extreme.
Hold on a second. I never said he was allowed to get up and slap him. The fact that he got up and slapped Chris shows he has no game.
You said
that's not a downtown move.
You said that. I said, how good was the joke? You said it doesn't matter if the joke was good or not. It didn't warrant that reaction. That's what you said.
Right. It didn't warrant him getting up and slapping him.
Does whatever Brittany Griner did or allegedly did, do you think outside
you got caught with an illegal drug in the country you're not from?
Why are you so aggressive?
Because you got caught with an illegal drug in the country you're not from.
I'm asking you a question now.
You can't say treat me like an American now.
Just use your mind. Use your eyes and you hear me, Jake.
Wow. I hate it when you do that because you sound like you're hollering at me. Use your eyes.
Forget about the law. Just use your mind and tell me if you think somebody bringing illegal drugs in or out of the country, right, in certain amounts and not depending on how much it was, is it worth 9 years in prison?
Yes. On ignorance alone, on arrogance alone. American arrogance. I don't understand the arrogance.
So if that was your sister, you'd be cool.
I have to tell my sister. We all make bad choices. I'm not saying, she's learning a hefty price for a very bad choice she made. But she made a very bad choice. And let's be real, right? This is not black thought. This is black girls hanging around white girls thinking they're the same thing. Black people, you tell me a black family that goes like this. You going to Russia, boo? Okay, I want you to be careful, all right? Do me a favor. Put the weed at the bottom of your bag. Your mother's telling you, if you go there and take any weed and do anything, and you get caught, why are you calling me?
Don't call me. Don't call me.
Why are you calling me?
Do you accept,
Old school shit.
Do you accept the phone call?
No.
Nope.
Hold on. She's in Russia? Hold on. Yet.
Okay.
Fuck out of here.
So, Niet. Speaking of Niet, Herschel Walker.
Oh, boy.
Herschel Walker. Now, a lot of people might not know exactly who he is. He is, how do we describe him? The running backs are not popular anymore, are they?
Oh.
Running backs are not popular
he's a
anymore.
one-time Dallas Cowboy.
No, but
too,
I'm just saying, I was trying to figure out a popular running back today that people could relate to and understand.
Today?
Basically, Herschel Walker was the running
LA.
back before Emmitt Smith, but they don't know who Emmitt Smith was. I don't think they really know. I mean, yes, some people do, but it's not. It's not pop culture.
No, it's not pop culture. But the thing about Herschel Walker is a former, actually first player drafted to the USFL, played for Trump.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. The Dallas Cowboys had the right to his contract and became a Dallas Cowboys. We got rid of him.
So what did he say? Well,
actually, you mentioned Emmitt Smith and the triplets and all that Jimmy Johnson era came from Herschel Walker.
Because of that deal.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
So I think he's a Hall of Famer. I'm not sure. But if he's not Hall of Fame credentialed, for sure. But he's running for office in Georgia. Now, I'm not here to judge any brother on the merit of their education, their background, or who they are as an individual. But I will say, if you are going to listen to a Herschel Walker speech, it might behoove you to be sitting there with a translator. It is hard to make out what he's saying sometimes. And thesaurus might help.
No, tell me what he said.
Okay, so what he said was, one of the things he said in the campaign, he's been lying throughout the whole campaign, so one of the things he said, he was number one in his class, his graduating class. They found that to be not true. It just lies after lies on the campaign, and one of the things he said that really stood out was, black men need to get back into the home and take care of the babies that they've abandoned because black women have been doing it for so long. Hold on. And then he went like this on his back. And just when he thought the whole crowd was gonna applaud him and stand with him, this happened. As we found out, Herschel Walker fathered 2 children that he abandoned while criticizing black men for not taking care of their children. You can't make this up, kids, and you can't write it.
Actually, didn't Bill Cosby? Anyways, I don't want to talk about Bill Cosby.
We can have a whole show on him. I'm not letting him tarnish his legacy, though.
No,
too much for his people.
No, I won't let that happen. So, for those who don't know, give us an idea or give us a quick Coles Notes version of what is CRT.
Okay, so for those of you that have understood the big political non-understanding with critical race theory, what people who aren't knowledgeable in it are doing is they're equating it to literally black history. And one of the things about critical race theory is it's actually a law course that lawyers take, I think in their first or second year of law. And what the purpose of the law is to do itself, what critical race theory is in itself, is a program mandated to find out the systemic happenings behind racism. So it's not really based on what my man always says, not feelings or emotions, but logic. It actually delves into the system itself of racism, whether it be economical, whether it be socially, whether it be in education. So if you go to the bank and you can't get a loan, there's reasons behind that. Critical race theory evaluates that. If you go to get an apartment and you can't get in, or you get housing and you want to buy a home and you can't get that, there's a system in place that critical race theory studies. What the mainstream media has done and what politicians are doing now is they're equating that to history because they're trying to be the victim again. So what they're trying to say is people want to learn critical race theory, aka black history, just so they can learn that they have to hate white people. Like, that's what they're actually
Who
doing
has to
with
hate
it.
white people?
So Ron DeSantis passed a law in so stupid. He passed a law in Florida saying critical race theory is not allowed to be taught in high schools.
Right, but
To which I say, okay, because it never was. Yeah, Ryan, cunt.
No, never was. Meaning now they want to. Now they want those things. To be taught.
No. He implemented it as to say it'll never find its place there. So basically, what they're doing is what they always do. They are trying to break access to information for black people really knowing the truth behind themselves. Because one of the things that critical race theory establishes is if you find a pattern to the system, which we all say racism is systemic, if you try to take that system down, this is what you get. You get people fighting against you, trying to make you understand that the most important thing about a black person is he's not educated in himself and the world around him.
I would think that the real danger would be for the others to learn about.
100%.
Because that would be, right? The people that are illuminated, they're like, they get it. They're like, I don't have to be the same color as you to understand you. We are the same. If you have too many of those people, then the injustices won't work, right?
Well, think about it. There's a very big vested interest for the races to hate each other right now. And why is that? Because it keeps them separated and it keeps them looking at the real enemy. Because the real enemy isn't the person that's next to you that doesn't like you based on some stupidness like color. It's the person that's the real scary person to the system is the person that wants to get past that and learn about who you are.
Right. So, for example, if you are trying to implement a system in a bank where you don't want certain people to get loans, but the people that are supposed to execute the plan are actually questioning the plan, saying, "Wait a minute, this person actually does qualify. Why would we not give it to them? It doesn't make any sense."
100%.
If you have too many of those people, right?
That's right.
Then the problem comes in to the point where it's hard to control the sheep when the sheep are tired of being sheep. By the way, side note, I loved when Kelis said, "You all are sheep." I wanted to go, "Moo." There's nothing.
You should have.
There's nothing. I can't stand sheep.
As the masses?
I can't stand.
So you're a big MAGA fan?
I don't know what that means, but I don't like the sheep.
Well, the MAGA crowd that follows Trump, like they're just sheep. Like anything he does, anything he says.
Well, no, I don't single it out to anything that has to do with him or any politics. Just
You mean
in
just
life.
general view? General view.
Sheep are dangerous because the sheep are the ones that will tell you, but it's the law.
Yeah, the word's predicate. Wait a minute.
But it's the law.
Hold on a second.
You have to fight.
Hold up real quick. You look like you're looking at like Grindr and all that. When you looked at me, you said that's the law and all that. Is that what you're doing right now? Is that how we're doing this right now? But the way you just did that. You feel me? The way you just did that. You know what I mean? You glanced at me and then you went like this. You know when somebody looks away real quick? It's the law. And did he want to give you one of those? Nah, B.
Black champagne. Baby, be mine, girl.
Wow.
Listen,
terrible.
It's sad but we have to smile about certain things, even though they're very serious, because critical race theory, and I know maybe a lot of Canadians don't really...
They don't understand it. They don't know it.
I don't know they don't understand. I don't think they don't really... It's never been presented to them.
Right.
And I think that's the difference, What we're trying to do here is actually do the opposite of what the powers that be are trying to do. For example, we're trying to create more people that actually get it. That's why I refrain from saying, this group, white people, women, men, indigenous. It doesn't matter. If you get it, you get it.
And the reason why I got it is because there's certain people you read. Go check out some books by Tavis Smiley and Eric Dyson and Race Matters.
Eric Dyson is a very smart. But I mean Tavis Smiley as well. But Dyson, man, that's smart. That's smart.
He's fought too much with. Why am I forgetting the brother's name? He wrote Race Matters. The brother with the afro.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
And they have their little war because he was Dyson's professor, and they had little meetings of the ideology that. But I hate it. I've talked to Eric Dyson about it too, and kind of gets.
No, but the thing is, at least those things are presented. Imagine in Montreal, where these subjects are never even thought of.
Or understood, or even questioned.
It's never even an option to come up. It's not even. There will be never any discussions, and we're not gonna. Not every show is gonna be a hella serious show. But sometimes you got to bring up certain issues when
Cornel West. Sorry, Dr.
Cornell, exactly. And when the time is right, you have to. I think there's not enough conversation between black people and white people If I can be, if
Oh
I'm
my
being honest.
gosh, that's it. And that's why I try to make this show that I'm doing this, because somebody has to bridge the gap and have a honest conversation. Not an argument, not a debate.
Not a magician-filled rant. Oh, sorry. Did I say it out loud? No, go ahead. Continue.
I just don't like the way certain shit's done around here. I don't like the way certain shit's done. But just a real conversation about what it is, because we are so much more alike than we are different. I mean, 99.9% of the problems that we challenge are faced as individuals. It's the same challenges. It's money, it's opportunity, it's lack of opportunity. We have the actual same things that we're looking at, but they just try to divide us on stupidness.
But do you really think that because there's no conversation, there's
something to be said about like the fear of the black prowess, though.
No, but because there's not enough conversation, people can plead ignorance. Say, I didn't know. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Well, what did you do to find out to know, though?
No, but like, for example,
you know, if we ask them, the people that say I don't know, what did you do to find out?
I read an article and I saw that there's a lot of racial profiling. I didn't know. I had no idea. It's like when people say things that I'm like, where have you been living for the last 150 years?
Yeah.
Like, did you just come out of a rock?
Was there a rock here and you were just under it?
Like you know, there's certain things that people have to understand intrinsically you don't need to be taught. You don't need to read an article. You don't need to know a friend. You don't need to have a mixed baby. You don't need to be totally touched by it to understand it.
Facts.
And that's the part that what I know is when I hear horse manure, I feel like I was raised. I feel like in my former life I was a horse wrangler. Because
you're a horse whisperer.
Because when I smell manure, I know it.
Yeah.
There's certain things you can't tell me you didn't know. For example, when I'm at the grocery store, I'm a very tall man, right? And it doesn't matter, regardless of race, regardless of age, there's always somebody that comes to me and says, "Excuse me, sir, can you help me grab this thing at the top shelf?" And when I try to explain to my white friends the things they should know that they act like they don't know, I said, imagine I turned to that lady and said, "No, how about you get it yourself?"
Ooh.
You
have every right to. It kind of speaks volumes about.
That's what white people are doing when they pretend
that they don't know the issues at hand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to let things sit and let people think about certain things, because that right there, nobody wants to talk, nobody wants to say, nobody wants to challenge. Oh, we don't know, we never know anything. You know about tax code, you know about parking violations, you know about everything that's happening on your lawn, in your community, in the world. You want to save the planet. You don't want us to drink with plastic water. You know everything. But you don't know that I cannot turn to that lady and say, "No, why don't you get it yourself?"
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm done.
And with that, another summer pod is over. And what did we discover today? We discovered, for some reason, all of a sudden, I turned into fucking Harry Houdini and didn't even mean to. Now, if anybody's listening to this episode, let me explain something to you. When I say in all sincerity, it's not with an angle or a purpose. If you ask me a question, I'm going to give you a direct answer. Now, if you don't like that direct answer because it doesn't jive with where you sit in life and where you think your focus should be in life, well, I'm just going to say that's on you. So, on behalf of my partner, LH, this is your boy, the board. Forget it. He doesn't like the long ending. It's the Guru. We'll see you next time.